sometimes, you know. What else can we do when we're feeling low? So take a deep breath and let it go. You shouldn't be drowning on your own. And if you feel you're sinking, I will jump right over into cold, cold water for you. And although time may take us into different places, I will still be patient with you.
I want everybody to start settling down, please. There is plenty of room upstairs.
Assembly will begin in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Very good morning to everybody and to a very special assembly today. For all of you that know Princess, that cleans in the admin block, she asked me to read out a message on behalf of all the ground staff. And she says, to all the teachers and students at King David High School, Linksfield, we would like to thank you for everything that you're doing for us all, the ground staff and the cleaning staff, and that they all really appreciate it. So every time you give something to them, they are really, really appreciative, and they wanted me to read it out. So thank you to all of you. I also want to congratulate all the sports teams that played this week. I really did have the privilege of watching the rugby from under 15 all the way up to the seconds, and it was an absolute delight. The boys played brilliantly. The atmosphere was amazing, and well done to all of you. Cain and Abel, Joseph and his brothers, Moshe and Aaron, the Bronte sisters, the Bee Gees, Ross and Rachel, the Simpsons, Ron and Ginny Weasley, the Kardashians, the Hemsworths, the Jones brothers, Jon Snow and Arya Stark. Besides our own siblings, we are absolutely surrounded by siblings in the Torah, in literature, on the TV, film, and music. And today is all about you and your siblings, an opportunity to acknowledge and applaud our brothers and sisters for putting up with us. Basically, if King David High School Linksfield is a family, which it is, then so too are each of your siblings. No one really is an only child. There may be sibling rivalry, you may fight and argue and compete and drive each other absolutely mad. But at the end of the day, you love each other and only want the best for one another. So with that in mind, I'd like to welcome you all to our first ever Siblings Assembly at King David School, Linksfield. Today is an opportunity to celebrate those with whom we share our parents and genes, and to honor those who are probably our first playmates and probably the first people we had fights with. Welcome to an opportunity to know some of the siblings in our school and to celebrate all our brothers and sisters. It is so wonderful to have siblings and family members in the school and to continue our heritage of being proud Davidians. As Lemony Snicket says, siblings that say they never fight are most definitely hiding something. But I'd like to ask the siblings today involved in the assembly, please to try and behave on stage. You will notice that only siblings are presenting today. So I thought that it would be fair that I would bring my sibling to school as well. And so, while my sibling, of which I do have another one as well, all the way from Melbourne, I'd like to welcome my sister Renee to our assembly. Our brothers and sisters, it is so wonderful.
Hello, this is your sibling from Melbourne, Australia. I'm so happy that I'm able to join your assembly with you, as most of the time I watch the assembly from Melbourne, and thank you so much for having me part of your assembly. And as Lorraine's youngest sibling, I'm very excited to be part of this amazing assembly.
All the way from Melbourne, I'd like to welcome my sister Renee to our assembly.
Just keep speaking. I wanted to tell a funny story about Lorraine that many of you won't know. That many years ago, my parents wanted to send Lorraine to King David when Elliot Wolfe was headmaster. Elliot Wolfe phoned my parents and said, unfortunately, Lorraine is unable to get a place at King David as the school was full. So as a result, my parents sent Lorraine to Waverley. When I was ready to come to King David the following year, I managed to get a spot in this wonderful school, and we had our first swimming carnival at the beginning of the year. After Mr. Wolfe saw me swim, he said, "Oh my gosh, what an amazing swimmer you are." And I said, "Well, you should see my sister swim." And as a result, he was so shocked that she hadn't come to King David that he phoned my parents and offered her a place. However, she was very happy at Waverley, and so only came to King David many years later when she started there as the PE teacher. So I just thought that would be a fun story to tell you about Lorraine. And thank you for having me as part of this assembly. And I would now like to call Yoni and Dovi Porter to do the parasha of the week. Enjoy the assembly and Shabbat Shalom.
Thanks, Ren, for being part of the assembly. I know that it's nearly Shabbat in Melbourne, and we'll chat tomorrow. Shabbat Shalom.
In this week's parasha, Parashat Shmini, the Mishkan is finally built and ready to be used. Rabbi SMACC uses this moment to highlight the humanity and courage of the Jewish people. It should have been a day of happiness and celebration. Bnei Israel's first house of worship was finished. For 7 days, Moshe had performed the ceremony that declared it open for business. Now the 8th day had finally arrived on the 1st of Nisan. The priests, led by Aaron, were ready to begin their service. It was just then that a tragedy occurred. 2 of Aaron's sons, Nadav and Avihu, brought a strange fire, which God had not commanded them, and they died, just like that. And what follows is 2 conversations between Moshe and Aaron.
Moshe consoles Aaron, explaining that Hashem had spoken of this, that when people are too holy, Hashem would show himself to them, that they died because they were too holy. But no matter how much Moshe tried to console him, Aaron remained silent, heartbroken. Moshe then checked whether the sacrifices of the day had been performed. He discovered that Aaron and his remaining sons had burnt the sin offering instead of eating it. And this led to the second conversation. Moshe was angry and asked, "Why don't you eat the sin offering? It is the most holy and was given to you to gain forgiveness from Hashem for the whole community." Aaron replies and says, Would Hashem have been pleased if I had eaten the sin offering and gone on with the day as if nothing had happened? This time, Moshe is silent.
The psychology behind these two conversations is fascinating. Moshe tries to comfort his brother, who has lost two of his sons. It is as if Moshe said to Aaron, "My brother, do not give up now. We have come so far. We have climbed so high. I know your heart is broken. We thought that our troubles were behind us, that after all we suffered in Egypt, and at the Red Sea, and in the battle against Amalek, and in the sin of the golden calf, we were finally safe and free. And now this has happened. Don't give up. Don't lose faith. Don't despair. Your children died not because they were evil, but because they were holy." But despite Moshe's words of consolation, Aaron remained silent, because his pain was too great at that moment, and he was human.
In the second conversation, Moshe is concerned with something else, the community, whose sins should have been forgiven through the sin offering. It is as if he said to Aaron, "I know you are in pain, but you are not just a private person. You're also the Kohen Gadol. The people need you to perform your duties, whatever you feel inside." But Aaron replies, "Would Hashem be pleased if I had eaten the sin offering today? Had I acted today as if nothing had happened, as if my sons had not died? Would this not seem to the people as if I were heartless? As if human life and death meant nothing? As if service of Hashem meant denying my humanity?" This time, Moshe is silent because Aaron is right. In the two exchanges between the two brothers, a momentous courage is born. The courage of an Aaron who has the strength to grieve and not accept any easy consolation, and the courage of Moshe, who has the strength to keep going in spite of the grief. This characterizes the Jewish people. Jews are a people who have had more than their share of suffering. Like Aaron, they did not lose their humanity. They did not allow their sense of grief to be desensitized. But neither did they lose their capacity to continue, to carry on, to hope. Like Moshe, they never lost faith. That is what happened to the Jewish people after the Holocaust. There were and are no words to silence the grief or end the tears. But we may say, as Moshe said to Aaron, that the victims were innocent, holy. But when all the explanations and consolations had been given, grief remains, refusing to be pacified. We would not be human were it otherwise. Yet, like Moshe, the Jewish people found the strength to continue, to reaffirm hope in the face of despair, life in the presence of death. A mere 3 years later, after the Holocaust, the Jewish people established the state of Israel. In doing so, they made the single most powerful affirmation in 2,000 years, that Am Yisrael Chai, the Jewish people lives.
Moshe and Aaron were like the two sides of the Jewish brain. Human emotion on the one hand, faith in God and the future on the other. Without faith, we would have lost our hope. Without human emotion, we would have lost our humanity. It is not easy to keep that balance, that tension, yet it is essential. Faith does not render us invulnerable to tragedy, but it gives us strength to mourn and then, despite everything, to carry on.
Finally, to illustrate this, we end with an amazing story. There was a rabbi who lived through the Warsaw Ghetto, the work camps, the Death March to Dachau, and then Auschwitz itself. He survived, but his wife and 11 children did not. In Auschwitz, he vowed that if he survived, he would dedicate himself to life. He resolved to build a hospital that would honor the image of God in every human being. It took him 15 years to raise the money, but eventually he built a hospital in Netanya, Israel, dedicated to treating people and everyone alike, Jew and Arab, Israeli and Palestinian. At the opening of the hospital, he made a speech and said, "The biggest miracle of all is the one that we, the survivors of the Holocaust, after all that we witnessed and lived through, still believe and have faith in God. This is what it means to be a Jew. To be inconsolable to pain and heartbreak on the one hand, but to be courageous and have faith on the other." Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you to Yoni and Dovi. I'm now going to ask Gabby and Emma Sasson to do Parashot Yisrael.
Parashot Yisrael, Boker Tov, Ani Emma Sasson,
ואני גבי ססן.
ביום רביעי טרוריסט דקר ורצח 4 אזרחים ישראלים באר שבע, אזרחים שעברו במקום נטרלו אותו.
הרב חיים קנבינסקי נפטר השבוע בגיל 94. הוא היה מנהיג גדול בציור יהודים. הידע שלו בספרי הקודש היהודים היה גדול ביותר, והוא נקרא שר התורה.
כשנכנסתי הייתי עם מסכה על הפנים, והרב ביקש שאני אוריד את המסכה. הנכד שלו, ינקי, אמר לו, סבא, אתה יודע מי זה? הוא אמר לו, הוא עשה לו ככה עם היד, אמר לו, זה אבא של גיבור ישראל. זה מדהים הידע שלו, מי אני ניגשתי אליו, ואז הייתי עם הדיסקית ככה, והוא מישש את הדיסקית, והוא התחיל לבכות. ליטף לי את הפנים, והתחיל לבכות, ואמר לי, אני רוצה שתדע שהבן שלך נמצא הכי קרוב, אני מצטט עכשיו, הכי קרוב לכיסא המלכות. ואז הוא אמר לי, אתה יודע שהבן שלך נמצא יחד עם רבי שמעון בר יוחאי ורבי עקיבא. אני מזכיר לכם שעמית נפל, יערה, את יודעת טוב, כי את היית אצלנו בשבעה, שעמית נפל בל"ג בעומר, יום ההילולה של רבי שמעון בר יוחאי, וזה היה כל כך גדול הדבר הזה. אני נוסע ממנו, ונוסע לתחנת דלק, פה ברמת גן, מתדלק את האוטו, ונפשה אליי איזה גברת, והיא אמרה לי, שלום אבא של עמית. אמרתי לה שלום. היא אומרת לי, אתה יודע שחלמתי חלום? אמרתי לה, מה חלם? היא אמרה לי, חלמתי שעמית נמצא הכי קרוב לכיסא המלכות, ורבי שמעון בר יוחאי ורבי עקיבא נמצאים לידו. תקשיבו טוב, אני צעקתי ככה בשמיים, אמרתי לו, מה אתה רוצה ממני? מה אתה רוצה ממני?
ארגוני ההצלעה הישראלים מגן דוד אדום זכה שיתפו פעולה כאשר העברו לישראל 13 פצועים אוקראינים, ביניהם ניצולי שואה טיפול רפואי.
סינגפור הודיעה שתפתח שגרירות רשמית בישראל, לראשונה לאחר ששתי המדינות חתמו על הסכם יחסים דיפלומטית לפני יותר מ-55 שנים.
מספר המובטלים בישראל כיום קרוב למספר המובטלים שהיה לפני מגפת הקורונה.
News from Israel was proudly brought to you by the Judaica and Zionism Committee.
We are only as strong as we are united and as weak as we are divided.
Hadlakat Neirot is at 5:55 p.m. and Motzei Shabbat is at 6:44 p.m. tomorrow night.
Shabbat Shalom.
Todah Sassons. The Magic of the Milah, Tali and Jacob Simstein.
Hello everyone. This week's Magic of the Milah is the word achim, meaning siblings. The root of this word is acha. From this root we get the words brother, which is ach, sister, which is achot, and the word meadow, which is achav.
All these words share the concept of unity, of a bringing together. Siblings are united by close family ties and connection, while a meadow is filled with grass growing closely together. Both the words achim and achav have a clear connection to oneness and togetherness.
Very similar to this word is echad, being one, a single unit brought together. With the slightest difference of a small drop of ink, we have the word acher, meaning other or after. When we focus on the smallest of differences between us and others, or place ourselves above or ahead of others, we get the word acher as a result. When one is able to overlook differences and view each other as equals, then the beautiful concept of family and unity and brotherhood is created, and only then can it begin to flourish. Milim yotzrot matziot.
Words create reality. Shabbat Shalom, love the Judaica and Zionism Committee.
Happy birthday to you.
Good job!
I'm now going to ask Kelly and Sasha Hollander to give us some aware news.
I'm feeling so good, I'm feeling so fine.
Boris Romanchenko, a 96-year-old Holocaust survivor, was killed last Friday after Russians attacked the multi-story building where he lived in Kharkiv, Ukraine. He survived 4 death camps during the Second World War. May his memory be a blessing.
China battles the biggest surge in COVID cases since the original Wuhan outbreak. China's financial hub of Shanghai on Monday reported a record daily surge in local COVID-19 infections and the first 2 COVID deaths in over a year. Authorities are scrambling to test residents and rein in the Omicron variant and have closed its Disney resort until further notice.
Prince William and Kate's upcoming visit to Jamaica has angered Jamaicans who say they are still waiting for an apology and reparations for the hundreds of thousands of slaves who toiled in Jamaica under more than 300 years of British rule and faced brutal conditions.
A few days after she gave birth, Kylie Jenner posted an Instagram story that the baby's name was Wolf Webster, but on Monday, she posted another story announcing that was no longer the case. She shared with her followers that the name just really didn't feel like it was him. The couple have not yet said what they have renamed their son.
As of Wednesday, a number of COVID restrictions have been eased, with the most celebrated being that masks are no longer required outdoors. Masks must, however, still be worn when indoors or on public transport. Travelers entering South Africa will need to either show proof of vaccination or a negative PCR test. 48% of all adults in South Africa have received at least 1 vaccine dose.
A recent study on birth order has revealed that firstborn siblings are associated with leadership skills and academic success, and the youngest of the family with breaking rules, thrill-seeking, and...
Too many big words, Carl. What she means is this. SMACC, please play the video.
Hi, I just wanted to come and say sorry for pinching you. Like, I am actually really sorry. Mum said I have to come say sorry, so sorry, even though it wasn't my fault. Megan, say sorry properly. I said sorry. Sorry!
World Down Syndrome Day is a universal awareness day celebrated on the 21st of March. This date is no coincidence. It was celebrated on the 21st day of the 3rd month every year to signify the triplication of the 21st chromosome that causes Down syndrome. This coming Monday, in honor of Down Syndrome Awareness Day, everyone is allowed to come to school in colored socks to raise awareness for Down syndrome, because if you place a pair of socks back to back, they are shaped as a chromosome. So come join everyone around the world in standing with those living with Down syndrome and showing our support.
Pop your bubble, change your perspective.
Shabbat Shalom, love the Awareness and Advocacy Committee.
Thank you to Kelly and Sasha. I'm now going to ask Ari and Raz Oudmeyer to play us something on the bass and electric guitar. I want the school to settle down.
Thanks a lot, you idiot. Thanks a lot, Rachel. Thanks a lot. Thanks to you, my charger's not charging on my iPad because it's got used to your iPad instead of mine. It's not charging my iPad and it's all your fault. I hope you're happy because I've told Mom.
Thank you to Ari and Raz for that beautiful rendition. I'm now going to ask Rachel and Adam Sachs to give us some Avirah news.
Hi guys, and welcome back to another Avirah Insights. Adam and I just wanted to keep you in the loop about what's been going on at our school.
As you know, we have a soccer tournament happening at the moment. At break today, the Inter van will be playing FC Barcelona. A reminder that the winning team will win a free Nando's meal. We encourage all of you guys to come and support at break.
We are so sorry that we haven't had the volleyball final that you have all been waiting for yet. But we promise that next term, the notorious DRG will take on Diggers in Paris. It will be a huge vibe to show our support for the teams, but especially to show our unity behind Isaac, who we love dearly.
The gees and spirit we've seen at the rugby and netball matches has been amazing. It's been great to have people filling up the pavilion and supporting the Blues again. Stay tuned for our new war cries that will be coming out next term. If anyone has any war cry ideas, please let us know. More info about this will be sent to your announcement groups later today.
Have a wonderful Shabbos. Love the Avira committee.
And now, to give us some information on halftime shows, I'm going to ask the Lion Cubs, Eden, Cameron and Tanner, to come up.
Crouch, bind, set. The rugby season has begun with a bang and a few injuries. Ariel Krangle and the Spirit Subcommittee of Avira have decided to bring some extra gears and support to our rugby boys and netball girls.
KDL is forming a dance squad that will perform, entertain, and create an incredible vibe during halftime and our first and second rugby and netball home matches. You need to be able to pick up choreography or even tumble a bit, create a huge vibe, have some sass, attitude, and be committed.
Auditions for this will be held next week, Tuesday the 29th at 4:15 at school, where you will either show a 30-second piece of your own or learn and show off choreography that can be learned from a video that will be sent on the groups.
If you think you have what it takes to be part of the squad,
please join the group that will be sent out later today.
And if you have any questions at all, please contact Ariel, whose number will be on the group.
Shabbat Shalom and have an awesome weekend.
Come on, try break it. Try break it.
It's funny because Richard's better than him. I just said that, Angus. What? I didn't do anything. I said next thing you'll be on the floor. See, you pushed me.
No, I didn't.
You did. You kicked it.
I'm now going to ask Aidan and Jessica Sack to come up.
On the 30th of April 2007, my life changed forever. It was the day my dad came home and gave me the news. I had a new baby sister. Her name was Jessica. And the best 3 years of my life before she was born had just come to an end. My life would never be the same again. I'd have to share my toys, share my parents' attention, and worst of all, share the front seat of the car.
Don't lie. I have proof that you were smiling the day I came home from the hospital. All you wanted to do was hold me. Salt, can you guys please show the pictures?
Definitely not. I've trained the salt guys too well. We're not showing any pictures now. How about we rather take a look at what some of the other siblings in our school had to say about each other?
It's not me or Ivy, it's Aaron.
Charles, my little sister Erin.
Probably me.
Why and why?
I don't know, I guess because I'm the oldest.
Sam. And why? Just because he's the oldest and Marky. Why? Because he's Marky Ginger.
I think it has to be me.
Not me or Raphael, definitely Gubsy.
Charles.
My brother Gubs. Probably me.
Sibling.
Alon.
Probably Eden. Your sibling. Eden. Sibling.
Me.
I think I'm. That's a tough question. I'd say me, maybe.
Nah, I ain't no snitch.
That my mom prefers all of his friends to him.
Then he's not the favourite twin.
The fact that he's in first team but he can't last 2 minutes on the field.
One of my mates' brothers have a crush on Ashley, but Ashley has a crush on his brother.
My brother still can't decide between a grade 9, 10 and 11 chick, but I don't think he could get either of them.
That he's chasing a grade 10. His kiss list.
She thinks she's better than everyone because she knows how to turn on the speaker. She thinks she's older and better than me.
Julia, do you find Ben funny?
Absolutely not. You think he's hilarious until you live with him.
Emotional damage!
This week, our public speakers participated in the Impact Public Speaking Festival, and our teams and individual speakers gave impressive speeches, earning them the highest accolades from the adjudicators. I want to personally congratulate all our speakers, and I'm going to ask Ariane and Alyssa Kirkle to give you the results.
Good morning, everyone. As sisters and public speakers, we have enjoyed uncancelling culture this term by taking part in amazing public speaking events. We are honoured to read the results. This week, our speakers participated at the Impact Public Speaking Festival, and our teams and individual speakers gave impressive speeches, earning them the highest accolade from the adjudicators. Congratulations to the following speakers who achieved prestige awards, which are 90% and higher. For the grade 12 prepared individual, Gabrielle Assassin, Shiri Kaplan, Mia Peretz, Kiara Miller, Danielle Novick, and Tali Pumstein all achieved prestige. For the grade 12 prepared team, Joseph Jaffe, Ben Goss, Kiara Miller, and Jessie Herring also achieved prestige. For the impromptu team, Joseph Jaffe, Shiri Kaplan, Danielle Novick, and Kiara Miller achieved prestige. For grade 11, in prepared individuals, Ricky Waxman and Rachel Lipschitz both were awarded with prestige. In impromptu individuals, Ariane Kirkle, Eden Novick, Ruby Jossel, and Ricky Waxman all were awarded with prestige. For prepared team, Ruby Jossel, Yakira Ayers, Ricky Waxman, and Eden Novick were all awarded with prestige. For grade 10s, in prepared individuals, Benjamin Ginsberg and Emma Sasson were both awarded with prestige. In impromptu individuals, Ariella Hirsch was awarded with the prestige. For grade 9 prepared individual, Alyssa Kirkle, Ella Barnett, Sienna Silverman, Shane Meltzer, Hannah Duchen, Talia Sack, and Emily Jaffe were awarded prestige. In grade 9 prepared team, Jude Orbach, Tally Smith, Alyssa Kirkle, and Hannah Duchen were also awarded prestige. Speech has power. Words do not fade. What starts out as a sound ends in a deed. We encourage each and every person to get involved in public speaking this year. There are many more events coming up soon. For more information and sign-ups, please speak to Ms. Yonka. Thank you.
Yes, Dad!
I'm now going to ask Danielle and Eden Novik to give us some information on public speaking.
For the past 4 years, I have introduced my public speaking team at most competitions, but today I get the privilege of welcoming my very own sister to the stage. As the favorite child, my parents have insisted that I give my sister a chance to shine, something that happens very rarely in my family. So Danielle, please enjoy this moment. Danielle has participated in public speaking for the past 5 years and has inspired me to get out of my comfort zone and try new things. She's authentically herself in everything and anything that she does, including her speeches. My sister and I look absolutely nothing alike, but to be honest, that's a good thing, considering Danielle is unfortunately constantly embarrassing herself. So much so that she has written an entire speech on embarrassing moments that she has experienced in high school. I hope that her speech encouraged you to join public speaking and that you'll urge your siblings to as well. With that being said, I welcome my sister, Danielle Novik, to the stage.
May the odds be ever in your favor. Effie Trinket, The Hunger Games. How I wish the odds would have been in my favor when I entered high school. So far, I've spent about 4 out of my 17 youthful years in the chaotic and crazy realm that some call high school, but others may refer to as the Hunger Games. By definition, they are very similar. A group of adolescents enclosed in an area and forced to battle. But instead of defeating competitors, we battle the workload while balancing friendships, extramurals, and sport. And instead of death, we deal with embarrassing moments that murder our ego and kill our soul. I would say that the embarrassing experiences that I've endured during my high school years have been just as gut-wrenching and painful as the stab of a knife or a sting of an arrow. Nevertheless, I'm so grateful and relieved to be reaching my 1,690th day of high school today. To celebrate, I thought I would share some tips on how to deal with humiliation and awkward encounters in life. From my school years, I really do feel well-equipped enough to advise other students or even adults on how to deal with humiliation. I myself have had my fair share of disconcerting moments, and I'm hoping this speech today is not going to be one of them. So if you ever feel like your humiliation is just too much to handle, all you have to do is remember my story. The saying, "time heals all wounds," is a myth. I was just a scrawny grade 8 who was the exact opposite of a fish and probably the worst swimmer on the team when my swimming coach asked me to swim at one of the most important galas of the year for an absent matric student. To this day, I'm not sure why I, the girl who still cannot dive properly, was asked to swim in the one race that needed to be won in order to promote our school to a higher swimming league. I accepted the challenge, confused but eager, and stepped up to the diving board. What makes the story even sadder was that my matric crush at the time, who so happened to be the best swimmer on the team, was swimming in that race too. He gave me a charming smile, and the words he said have been imprinted in my head ever since. "You're going to do great. Just do your best." And the best I was determined to do. In my mind, winning this race was a one-way ticket to matric dance. I will just be upfront and say we came dead last. I never went to the matric dance, and to this day, my friends still bring up my absolute blunder of a swimming race. At my own expense and to my own detriment, I've learned the secret to dealing with humiliation, the secret to winning the Hunger Games. What I've learned is that everyone is too busy trying to stay alive in their own game that they do not even look at you. In high school, we worry about ourselves, not others. Awkward encounters are only terribly embarrassing if you give them the time and attention as I have today. Embarrassment is subjective. Besides, even if you do get the odd chuckle or two, stand up, brush it off, and congratulate yourself for making someone smile today. Thank you.
Thank you, Eden, and thank you, Danny, for sharing that swimming story with us. I'm now going to ask Josh and Ariella Cohen to give us some Tikkun Olam news.
Good morning. This week's Shabbos collection is an extremely important collection which is going to Ukrainian refugees. Since the start of the refugee crisis, the South African Jewish Board of Deputies has partnered with the Joint Distribution Committee and the Ukrainian Embassy in South Africa in order to provide humanitarian assistance.
All the money raised will be going towards coordinating a range of initiatives to assist the Ukrainian Jewish community, as well as other Ukrainian victims of the war. These initiatives include evacuations across Ukraine, including arranging transport and accommodations, or providing food, shelter, and other urgent support for refugees fleeing from Ukraine, as they arrive in Poland, Moldova, Hungary, and Romania.
This morning, we managed to collect 4,824 rand. Thank you to everyone who donated. Fortunately, this collection is not ending today, so there is still time to donate. The collection will run until the end of the term, so please carry on using the Zapper code or banking details to donate.
Last week, Sunday, the Tikkun Olam Committee painted an underprivileged library in Orange Grove. It was such an incredible opportunity to finally do some actual face-to-face volunteering. A huge thank you to Shayna Salomon for being our head artist on the day, and to everyone else who got involved. The wall looks absolutely amazing, and it's all thanks to you.
We are so excited to finally be getting back out there and volunteering in person. If you would like to stay up to date with all the different volunteering opportunities, join the Tikkun Olam WhatsApp group.
Remember to be kind to everyone around you, because Ha'acher hu ani, the other is me.
Shabbat Shalom, love the Tikkun Olam Committee.
So my brother bet $1,000 on the Bucks and Bears game. He bet on the Bucks, and I got the remote to the TV, so I'm gonna with him while he's watching it.
Again. Come on. Are you again?
I was recording that. Remote's good. TV, not so much.
I want to thank those students that volunteered last Sunday, and I agree with you, Joshua, the wall looks absolutely beautiful. I'm now going to ask Mia and Ben Peretz to introduce Hannah and Ariella Neeson.
The Arts and Culture Committee is so excited to finally bring you What's Up in KDL TikTok edition.
We have already received some amazing TikTok ideas, but feel free to keep sending them in on the form that was sent to your announcement groups.
A new TikTok will be posted each week. The link to our very first TikTok will be sent to your announcement groups, so please be sure to give it a like and a follow.
And now, please welcome Hannah and Ariella Neeson, who'll be singing all about family, about leaning on people, and having people lean on you.
Sometimes in our lives, we all have pain, we all have sorrow, but if we are wise, we know that there's always tomorrow. Lean on me when you're not strong, I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on, for it won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean on. Please swallow your pride if I have things you need to borrow, for no one can fill those of your needs that you won't let show. So just call on me, brother, when you need a hand. We all need somebody to lean on. Just might have a problem that you'll understand. We all need somebody to lean on. Lean on me when you're not strong. I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on, for it won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean on.
Thank you to all the twins, triplets, and to Hannah and Ariella. I'm now going to ask Marky and Ella Gingell to come up for the singing of the anthems. Will everybody please stand and keep quiet?
Così si
נפש יהודי
I'd like to thank everybody that was involved in today's assembly, and especially to the matric students who didn't have to be here. So thank you for giving up of your time. To the matrics writing prelims, I wish you all the best. To the grade 9s going on Shabbaton, I hope you have a wonderful and meaningful weekend. And to the rest of us, I wish you all a wonderful weekend and Shabbat Shalom. And I'm going to ask the Appletons to come up. And thank you to the members of staff.
How's it, everyone? I'm Dan. This is my twin sister, Lee. Just thank you all for watching the assembly as you had to, but it was an amazing assembly, I think. Just to show the wonderful thing called siblings.
Well done to the netball girls and rugby boys who played in the tournament over the weekend. We also held our first home game for rugby in 2 years, and it was great. And next week, please come support on Wednesday the boys playing rugby.
Yeah! There is a soccer tournament happening, as Rachel and Adam mentioned. You can still enter. It's 200 Rand a team, and the money will be going to a charity, which is still going to be confirmed. The tournaments are taking place at the five-a-side soccer court, so you can go support during breaks and today at break as well. The prize for the winning team is free Nando's for the whole team.
We're also celebrating World Down Syndrome Day to celebrate the lives of those with Down syndrome. So on Monday, we will be having a day where you can all wear colourful socks, so please all wear your socks in support.
And a very good luck to the matrics writing mini prelims starting on Monday. Good morning, King David!
And good morning to the matrics, yeah!